Well, the Knicks trying to make it 6 straight wins on the road. The road record at 20-12. The last time the Knicks won 6 straight on the road was back in the 91-92 season. The New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. Pacers have won 22 and lost 9 here at home. 13 of the last 14 in the W column here at Market Square. And we're set for the introduction of the Hertz starting lineups.
Now here's the starting lineup for tonight's visitors, the New York Knicks. At one forward, 6'8", 225 from St. Louis, number 4, Anthony Bonner. At the other forward, 6'9", 245 from Virginia Union, number 34, Charles Oakley. At center, 7 feet 240 from Georgetown, number 33, Patrick Ewing. At one guard, 6'5", 183 from North Carolina, number 44, Hubert Davis. And at the other guard, 6'4", 206 from Illinois, number 11, Derek Harper. The head coach, Pat Riley, assisted by Dick Harder, Jeff Van Gundy, trainer Mike Saunders, his assistant Tim Walsh, and strength coach Greg Brittenham, the New York Knicks. All right, Pacer fans, let's get on our feet and make some noise. Everybody knows the loudest and proudest fans of the NBA are Indiana Pacer fans. Come on, everybody, let's get rowdy. And now, here's tonight's starting lineup for your Indiana Pacers. At one forward, 6'11", 230 from Clemson, number 32, Dale Davis. At the other forward, 6'10", 225 from Alabama, number 9, Derek McKee. At center, 7'4", 265 from Marist, number 45, Rick Smith. At one guard, 6'3", 180 from Oral Roberts, number 3, Hayward Workman. And at the other guard, 6'7", 185 from UCLA, number 31, Reggie Miller. The head coach, Larry Brown, assisted by Bill Blair, Garhard, and Billy King, with trainer David Craig, his assistant Kevin Johnson, and strength coach Tony Marino, your Indiana Pacers.
Well, Larry Brown and his Indiana Pacers facing a Knick club that comes off just an unconscious shooting performance last night by beating the Timberwolves 123-106. The Knicks with a season high just under 62% shooting, 123 points, matches a season high. 39 points in the first quarter was a high for the first quarter, and 68 points in the half, also a high for the season. And the Knick guards came out, hit their first 14 shots, all from the outside. They were 17 for 20 from the field in the first half. The officials are Paul Mahalik, Ken Mauer, and Derek Stafford. The Knicks trying to make it 12 straight wins. Indiana Pacers at 35-30, and they are just jockeying for a playoff berth in the Eastern Conference standings. They're a game in front of the Nets, and they're one behind Cleveland and Miami. It'll be Dale Davis and Patrick Ewing on the opening tip, and it's controlled by Hayward Workman, who these days is starting at the point guard instead of Pooh Richardson. Rick Smits was rejected.
Starting because of a play he just made to open the game. He's fearless, he's physical, and that's what has impressed Larry Brown.
Hayward Workman is guarding Derek Harper. Workman in his third NBA season out of Oral Roberts. 3-second violation is called on Anthony Bonner.
Yes, Anthony planted himself down low until he got that ball.
Harper staying with Workman. And now met on a double team by Oakley. We're just underway at Market Square in Indianapolis. And this call away from the ball. A holding foul
First personal foul of the game.
Foul on Hubert Davis. The Knicks have won the 3 previous games against Indiana. They've taken 9 of the last 10 against the Pacers. Reggie Miller being played by Hubert Davis. And that is a traveling violation. Dale Davis trying to set up.
Patiently executed offense of Indiana failed to get a good shot off. Derek Harper right on Workman's case. Workman trying to get the offense going for Indiana.
Ewing got the step, and he's fouled by Smits.
Dumb foul by Rick Smits. Ewing was way ahead of him. He was going to score. And Smits, a man who gets in foul trouble continually, wasted one early in the game. I mean, there's no way he's going to stop Ewing on that play. He threw a foul away on that.
Rick Smits in the game in New York last week got involved in early foul trouble, and it cut into his playing time. A look at the Ewing-Smits matchup. It has been all Patrick Ewing. The most effective we have seen Rick Smits against Patrick Ewing, the playoff series last year, where Smits played very aggressively and played well.
And yet the Knicks will respect him and what he's done this year. He's had a string of games going back about a month where he was magnificent, playing at a very high level.
Gone a minute 10 without a score. McKee for Davis. And Oakley broke it up. Oakley around Davis, lays it off for Ewing. Yes. So the Knicks with a 2-0 lead. Patrick Ewing had a low-key game last night because of the tremendous shooting by the Knicks guards. Ewing able to scoop it up. Ewing leading the break. Nice feed for Oakley, and Charles Oakley is not able to put it down.
What a play by Bonner, meanwhile, at the other end to get that ball loose for the Knicks. And at this end, at the defensive end, Bonner commits the foul with his aggressiveness. Charles Oakley, you must note, has a way to complicate layups, though. He looked like he had a layup situation, but he flew by the basket. Bonner springing that ball free with his tenacity, and the Knicks did have a fast break.
So the Pacers with 3 turnovers here in the early going. Smits puts the move on and was able to get in close.
Rick Smits showed a lot on that play, and the basket part was secondary. Great desire.
Game tied at 2. They double up on Ewing. McKee over to help, and the foul is called. It is on Derek McKee.
Rick Smits at the other end showed tremendous determination. Little fake, got him loose, and he took that ball right to and down into the basket.
Well, Ewing, after missing on his first 2 free throws, able to convert. Patrick Ewing has improved his free throw shooting this season. Last year only 72%. This year he's at 78. The Knicks 4, the Pacers 2. At one point last month, Indiana won 7 straight. They went through a stretch winning 14 of 16 with a number of impressive victories over that spurt. Foul on the Knicks. It's on Ewing, who is debating it with Ken Mauer. A non-shooting foul, and McKee will put it in play.
Smits has acted quickly when he's gotten the ball now 2 times. That makes it tough for Ewing.
Miller with the step. Now Smits played by Oakley. Lost the handle. And it will be Nick Ball. Rick Smits has opened up in very aggressive fashion, looking to put moves on Ewing.
Yes, that's the way any coach who's had Rick Smits wishes he would play, and it is a surprise to see this so early.
Ewing, after faking, had nowhere to go, and it led to a 3-second violation.
That is because the Indiana Pacers are a much better defensive team this year. That is the quality that Larry Brown has brought to this franchise.
Smith with a nice pass for Davis. And the game is tied at 4. Hopper played by Workman. Hopper, yes. The excellent shooting of Derek Hopper continues. Derek Hopper, 8 for 12 last night. Last 5 games, he's averaging better than 16 points per game.
There was very little space between Workman and Hopper on that shot.
Workman rebounded by Ewing. Call. Looked like Ken Mauer was about to call a traveling violation, and now a technical foul.
You know what?
Handed out.
I don't blame Smith for arguing that one. That was a very soft foul on the 7'4" Rick Smith. We'll take another look down low. I think Patrick Ewing was surprised with all the physical play that goes on down low. When the whistle blew, Ewing was in the middle of his next move.
But Hubert Davis not able to hit the technical, and the Knicks a bit shaky at the line here at the start. Larry Brown is trying to get a substitution into the game. Antonio Davis now being weighed down for Rick Smith. So the quick 2 fouls on Smiths, and he is on the bench. Antonio Davis, rookie from Texas El Paso, played well the other night against the Cavaliers and played well against the Knicks last week at the Garden.
Ewing can't hold that pass, so a turnover results in the Pacers now coming up court. Seems like the game is well into much further than a 6-4 score, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Mark?
No, actually. Yeah, I was about to say very sloppy start. Here's Miller. Are you looking for 12-11?
Something like that, yeah.
Different numbers here. Hopper was fouled. I know what you mean, but I don't know if
there's a lot of stuff happening, but it's only 6-4.
Workman called for the foul. Hayward Workman, who has seen action in the past for Atlanta, Washington, now Indiana, originally a second-round draft pick of the Hawks back in 1989. Derek Hopper on the line. So the Knicks having their problems, 2 of 6 at the line. I mentioned he's averaged 16 a game over the last 5. He's shooting 60%, averaging better than 6 assists per game. So Derek Hopper has certainly settled in. The Knicks 7 and the Pacers 4. As we reported earlier, Rolando Blackman is back with the ball club on the bench and available, although the feeling is it is unlikely that he will see action. Playing with a bruised knee. He suffered in a close contact with Bill Cartwright in the game against the Bulls the other day.
Offer to Oakley down low. Charles almost made it with his move inside, but couldn't quite finish.
The Knicks 7 and the Pacers 4. Ewing broke it up, recovered by Davis. And Antonio Davis, after the shot that was off the mark by Dale Davis, was fouled by Charles Oakley.
This guy's a tough package. He's a rookie, but at 6'9", 230, he's a tough matchup for anybody down low.
The Rangers and the Canucks from Vancouver tonight on MSG.
Paradise Travel is offering an island in they've reached.
Of the 19 94 NBA playoffs. Send a postcard with your name to the address shown, as well as your daytime phone number. And the deadline for entries is midnight, April 1st.
Indiana ball as we resume. It has been a ragged start by both clubs. Unusual numbers there. More turnovers than field goals made by both the Knicks and the Pacers, which tells the story here in the early going. Rebounded by Ewing off the miss from Antonio Davis. The Knicks with a 7-4 lead. Ewing, yes. Knicks 9 and Indiana 4.
Well, Patrick Ewing's vision when he turns around to his defender now that Smits is out is much clearer. Antonio Davis at 6'9", a little different than the 7'4" Smits.
Ewing with 6 of the Knicks' 9 points. We're halfway through the first quarter. Workman, nice setup. Antonio Davis cuts it to a 9-6 Knick lead. Antonio Davis from Texas, El Paso, originally drafted on the second round back in 1990, played in Italy and Greece the past 2 years. Hubert Davis, guarded by Reggie Miller, shoots over him. Air ball.
Reggie Miller reads the papers. He knows about great jump shooting. He's one of them who can do it, and he's not going to give Hubert Davis any room. So Hubert's going to have to go to his fake jump shot driving game a little bit more.
Nice play by Oakley on the steal. Bonner. Here's Bonner with a post up and lost it. Last touch though by the Pacers.
The highly touted Derek McKee as a defensive player stopped Bonner on that move with his good hands.
Last night Anthony Bonner had perhaps his best all-around game as a Knicks. 8 of 9, 17 points, tied a season high. Knicks turn it over, and back comes Workman. Antonio Davis guarded by Charles Oakley. Reggie Miller. Shot clock down to 7. Antonio Davis. And Bonner gets to it.
You notice teams throwing more and more lead passes as the Knicks big men front their offensive threats.
The Knicks 9 and the Pacers 6. This in contrast to what we saw last night at the Target Center in Minneapolis. That was punched out of bounds by Oakley. On the subject of Hubert Davis, talking about the fact that Reggie Miller is right in his face, Derek Harper was saying last night after the game that Davis actually hasn't received enough respect. Says the opposition is giving him too much room and too good of a look. And that was the case last night. He was able to get open for shots, played a career high 36 minutes last night against the Timberwolves. Miller's pass goes astray.
Well, they don't have the defensive commitment that many other teams do. They're a young team, they're learning, and not everybody plays with the kind of intensity Knick opposing teams are used to seeing every night.
Oakley. It's the Knicks 11 and the Pacers 6. Now Derek McKee is handling. We're just under 4 minutes to go in this low-scoring first quarter. Antonio Davis rejected by Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks have a 3-on-2. Hubert Davis. Yes. Knicks lead 13-6.
Hubert did his version of Larry Bird type preparation long before this game started. He was out here with Derek Harper. In fact, he was out here ahead of Derek Harper working on that jump shot.
Derek McKee. Rebound, Dale Davis. Dale Davis in his 3rd season out of Clemson goes for the high percentage shots. That is usually the kind of offense you'll see from Dale Davis. Oakley with a good hustle play and then lost it. Miller with the steal. Reggie Miller with the steal and the stuff. It's the Knicks 13, Indiana 10.
Well, that good hustle play by Oakley was backed up by another good hustle play by Reggie Miller, who's trying to get out of his shooting slump.
Timeout taken by Pat Riley. 2:53 to go. Look out. Some pushing at center court. Derek Hopper, Hayward Workman get involved, and the officials.
Classic television.
There's no question that Derek Harper is an intimidating defensive player. He's physical also, and the reason Hayward Workman is out there, as I mentioned at the outset, is Patrick Ewing shows that soft jumper touch. Is because Workman is a physical, tough player himself, and he's earned a lot of respect from Larry Brown with his style.
Anthony Mason has come on for the Knicks, replacing Anthony Bonner. Pacers way off, 5 for 16 from the field. Nice pass. Mason bottled up by McKee. And the Knicks will maintain possession. Greg Anthony now comes on for Derek Hopper. And Pooh Richardson has replaced Hayward Workman. Pooh Richardson losing his starting job the last couple of games to Hayward Workman. Larry Brown has been upset with Pooh's play. Here's Anthony. Greg Anthony, who last night hit 4 of 5 and has been kind of lost in the shuffle. He's played very well, although Derek Hopper and Hubert Davis have been the starting backcourt.
Greg has adjusted perfectly to his role coming off the bench.
Reggie Miller gets inside for his second field goal. The Knicks lead 17-12. Indiana going with some pressure. Mason given the shot. Yes. And the Knicks shooting is picked up.
His range is noteworthy in that he's going out another step, good step further now with confidence.
The Knicks have hit their last 5 shots. Dale Davis with the fake, and he's around Ewing. And the foul. It's on Anthony. No help. Anthony came over late and was called for the contact.
Dale Davis, now in his 3rd year in the NBA, took Patrick Ewing out high, and they cleared the lane out for him, as you can see. And Patrick just not in position to stop Dale Davis.
Davis, a very poor free throw shooter, 54%. Off the back tap, Richardson tried to save it. Anthony got to it, and his pass intercepted. Nice hustle there by Dale Davis. Knicks now 8 of 13. This is Sam Mitchell, who just checked in. Mitchell with the shot, way off, but saved by Antonio Davis. Antonio Davis rebounded by Hubert Davis.
You can see fast play on the offensive end by Indiana, better than ever.
And Oakley was hit. Foul on Mitchell. Sam Mitchell came over from the Minnesota Timberwolves along with Pooh Richardson in that deal for Chuck Person and Michael Williams. Sam Mitchell in his 5th year out of Mercer. Spent 3 years with Minnesota. Played a bit in the CBA in France. This is 2nd season with Indiana.
Charles Oakley in the last meeting on March 15th in New York against Indiana had another one of his very strong games. 15 points, 12 rebounds, typifying the Knicks' success over Indiana this year. Solid defense with solid offense as well.
The Knicks lead by 6. 45 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres from Market Square in Indianapolis. 2nd of a 3-game road trip for the Knicks. They'll finish it up in Orlando on Sunday afternoon. Ewing draws the double team. Anthony with the open shot. And it's handled by Dale Davis. Down to 10 seconds in the quarter. Richardson's pass had to be saved by Mitchell. And the Knicks with an opportunity. Final seconds of the quarter. Nice pass from Anthony. Greg Anthony for Anthony Mason with a terrific play The Knicks now lead 22-14 as time runs out in this first quarter. After one, the Knicks by 8. Here's another look off the steal.
Charles Oakley with time gets that ball to Greg Anthony. Greg sizing up the situation. Mason running the court well. Davis in to try and stop Mason, but he couldn't get it done.
Do you want it for work?
Fast start for Patrick Ewing, 8 points. In this first quarter, Patrick does not have fond memories of the first meeting of the season between the Knicks and the Pacers. Took that shot from Rick Smith, which led to an injured neck. Patrick at the time was going very well, and it slowed him up for a spell.
Yes, he missed the next game against Milwaukee. Patrick, after he got hit, said he hit me and I heard the bones in my neck go crack. That shook him up.
Second quarter is underway. Here is Mason. Rebound handled by Oakley. And Davis shoots.
People know about Hubert Davis. He's not getting wide open jump shots like he did last night.
Good shooting first quarter for the Knicks. Started slowly. Came on for 9 of 15. Reggie Miller fouled from behind by Hubert Davis. Indiana continues to have its woes offensively. 7 for 21 from the field in the first quarter. The one-time Indiana Pacer Herb Williams replacing Patrick Ewing. A rest for Ewing, who leaves with 8 points, 6 rebounds. Herb Williams spent 7.5 years as a member of the Indiana Pacers.
Going back to that game on November 12th when Ewing got injured, he only ended up playing 23 minutes, although he had 19 points in that brief period. But Herb Williams came off the bench, played 25 minutes for Patrick, and had a terrific game. 9.6 rebounds, and was our player of the game. He really helped the Knicks bench effort. The Knicks outscored the Pacers 45-20 in that game from the bench.
We could hear Ken Mauer answering Pat Riley. Pat had said, "Come on, Ken." Knicks now have Hopper back with Anthony. Hopper replacing Davis. Oakley up front with Williams and Mason. Shot clock is at 5. Anthony got the step and drew the foul. It's on Richardson.
You can tell Richardson, though, is thinking defense and is playing with much more intensity. Larry Brown has issued the challenge to him. Either you play better or you sit. I mean, it's real clear. And Richardson's been rewarded with a long-term contract. He's certainly protected financially. He's been recognized as a fine player, but he has been in a big slump lately since he came back from that injury. Larry Brown has a rule that he follows. If a player is hurt, if he's injured when he's been playing in a starting role, when he comes back from that injury, when he's ready to go, he gets his berth back. Problem is, other people are playing better than him, and he's still got the time back, but he hasn't stepped up to the proficiency level of before.
Larry Brown was upset with Pooh Richardson after the game last week at the Garden. He went 2 for 10 from the field. It has been an injury hit season for the 5-year man out of UCLA. Pooh Richardson. Larry Brown felt the chemistry was not what it should be with Pooh in the starting lineup. Harper called for that foul, so Brown has been going with Hayward Workman the last 2 games as the starting point guard. In the previous 7 starts since he returned from that lingering calf injury, Richardson has averaged only 6 points and shot only 28%. Reggie Miller relocating the touch. And the Knicks now lead by 5. Anthony. And it will be Indiana ball. The Indiana Pacer offense has faltered in recent weeks. The last 2 weeks, they've scored in the 70s 3 times, and they have that club record low of 61 against the Cavaliers on Tuesday. Actually, their defense has kept them competitive. That's Mitchell. So the Pacer offense picking up here in the second quarter. They come within 3 points. Mason tried to squeeze his way. Williams recovered, and Harper's pass went flying wide. It was intended for Mason.
Mason with a lot to say to the officials after that play, picking up from last night. Put his hands up. Harper tried to get him the ball. It was a little too high for Mason to get.
Byron Scott, the one-time Laker, has come on for the first time. He has not been shooting well. 11 for his last 30. Greg Anthony is guarding Byron Scott. This is Kenny Williams, who just checked in. And here's Scott. Got the step and drew the foul. It counts. And the foul.
It looked like he twisted his ankle the way he went up into that shot. Remarkable shot by Scott. He got bumped severely. That really threw him off. But the great shooters always keep their eye on the rim no matter what happens. He loves to shoot that ball. What a crazy shot.
Byron Scott, and have played for Pat Riley on 3 Laker championship teams. 3-point play for Scott, and the game is tied at 23. For early second quarter. Mason and Williams battling each other, and the foul is on Kenny Williams.
Mason dishing out a lot of punishment to the aggressor. In this case, Kenny Williams.
A 7-0 run by the Pacers to tie the game. Oakley. And the rebound handled by Antonio Davis. Here's Kenny Williams.
With Ewing out of the lineup now, the Knicks have to go to more of a perimeter game, and it's really not happening for them right now. Ewing out, and of course Hubert Davis out at this moment.
So Indiana leads by 2. Oakley lost it, and the Knicks want a timeout. Pat Riley calling for time. 9 unanswered points by Indiana.
It was the best first date I ever had. I mean, she's
Reminder from Budweiser.
The Knicks led by as many as 8 points. They have not been able to hit a shot the last 3 minutes and 16 seconds. 9-0 run by Indiana. They've hit 4 for 4 from the field in the second quarter. Mitchell with the fake on Oakley. Herb Williams able to save it. Knicks staying the same following the timeout. Hopper and Anthony in the backcourt. Williams, Oakley, Mason up front. And the Pacers lead 25-23. It's the first time that they have led. It will be Nick Ball with 3 on the shot clock.
It's so clear how the Pacers are better defensively than they ever were before. And clearer, too, that the Knicks are having a much more difficult time tonight getting good shots against this team.
Anthony had to force it. That's a 24-second violation.
24-second shot clock violation. New York.
And it appears that Antonio Davis is hurt.
Middle of the screen, Davis gets rocked there. Greg Anthony hit him in a very sensitive part of his shoulder.
Fans, you can win a Pacers autographed basketball.
And with Patrick Ewing coming back into the lineup, Knicks will look forward to a much better offensive output. With Patrick on the bench, they were outscored 11-1.
Antonio Davis checked over by the Pacer trainer David Craig. He's done a good job off the boards with 6 rebounds. 22nd timeout was taken by Indiana. Rick Smits checking back in. Smits with Mitchell and Williams up front for Indiana, and Richardson and Scott in the backcourt. 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Byron Scott, Sam Mitchell shooting. And it's Indiana 27 and the Knicks 23. An 11-0 run by the Pacers. Here is Ewing, who just came back. Patrick Ewing off to the good start. He now has 10 points. And the Knicks finally are able to hit.
Nice soft delivery by Harper to Patrick, who had the touch right off the bench.
Mitchell had to alter that shot.
Ewing went after him with such vigor that he fell down. Looked like he shook himself up a bit.
And now able to work his way down court. Looks to be all right. Shot clock is at 5. Derek Harper. That's his second field goal. He has 5, and the game is tied at 27.
That's the kind of shot that you didn't see Nick guards taking through the last several years, where he would be stopped on his initial move, and then he can come back and make a shot, as Harper did all by himself.
And Kenny Williams shows the outside touch. Kenny Williams in his 4th NBA season out of Elizabeth City State, a Division II school. Indiana with the ball. They lead by 2. Here's Richardson. And the rebound handled by Oakley. Whipping cross court to Ewing, who's hit from behind by Richardson.
Ewing made a good catch of that bullet pass from Charles Oakley.
Number 44, Hubert Davis back in the
Hubert Davis is back, replacing Derek Harper. And now Hayward Workman. John returning for, as they say, your Pacers.
Greg Anthony is going to get a taste now of Workman's aggressiveness.
Yes, Hayward Workman and Derek Harper got involved with some pushing and shoving at the end of the first quarter. Foul is called on Scott. Byron Scott over the back of Hubert Davis.
Hubert is feeling pressure like he hasn't felt in recent games. People are really focusing on him now.
6 minutes left in the first half, and a hold is called. Sam Mitchell getting entangled with Charles Oakley. And Mitchell charged with his second foul.
See, when you don't stand around, as many big men are prone to do, when you keep moving like Oakley did, you create difficulties for the defense. Charles kept in motion, kept moving toward the basket, and he was held on that play with the pressure he created.
Oakley 2 of 3 from the line. The Knicks now 6 for 12 from the foul line. Dale Davis is back for Indiana, replacing Sam Mitchell, and Anthony Bonner has checked in.
Foul shooting has been a big part of the Knicks' success in the last 2 games. At Minnesota last night, the Knicks made 25 of 29. And then against Chicago the other day, 13 of 15 from the line.
The Knicks and the Pacers are tied at 29. Now Smits gets position. Goes to the looping hook shot.
Well, that's super tough to deal with at 7'4", and quickly done. I note, Marv, that his moves are coming much quicker, and makes it very hard to figure out what he's going to do.
Ewing. Workman with the rebound and leads a 3-on-2. Tried an alley-oop, but he and Kenny Williams out of sync. He thought Williams would cut for the goal, but he did not.
He missed Dale Davis on his left as well.
Another good catch by Ewing. He's catching bullets here this evening. Bonner rebounded by Dale Davis. Scott met by Anthony. Just under 5 minutes to go. in the first half. And the Knicks get it on that Indiana turnover. Hubert Davis eluding Byron Scott. Nice move by Hubert Davis. That's his second field goal. He's 2 for 4 last night. He opened up by hitting his first 7 shots and finished 12 of 17 for a career high 32 points.
Well, it was clear when Greg Anthony came down court. Pat Riley was yelling at Hubert, and Hubert got the ball.
Game is tied at 31, and Davis able to hang. Nice lead from Anthony, and the Knicks lead 33-31.
Patrick Ewing, Hubert Davis come back in, and the whole thing turns around. It was 11-1 Pacers when Ewing was on the bench.
The Knicks do not get many easy baskets like you just saw. Larry Brown calling for time. We'll be back in a moment.
Catch the Knicks versus the Charlotte Hornets Tuesday at 7:30 after game night on MSG.
The Knicks pressing hard defensively against the Pacers. That loose ball goes in the direction of Greg Anthony, and he throws a touchdown pass perfectly to Hubert Davis. Canon Technology and MCS service. One is a great reason to buy the other.
4 minutes remaining in this second quarter. The Knicks lead by 2. Dale Davis tried the turnaround, and a loose ball foul is called. It's on Indiana. Pacers are over the limit. Foul is on Kenny Williams. So Patrick Ewing will go to the line. He's 2 of 4 from the line. He missed his first 2. He's hit his last 4. Last week in the game against Indiana at the Garden, Ewing coming up very strong. 11 of 21. He had 26 points, 10 rebounds. Patrick Ewing, number 6 in scoring, averaging 25. Shaquille O'Neal leading the way at 29.1, a shade over David Robinson. And it will be a matchup of the Shaq and Patrick Ewing Sunday afternoon in Orlando. That will wind up this 3-game Knicks road trip. The Knicks have won 2 of 3 against the Magic this season. Illegal defense called for the first time tonight.
Defensive warning, New York. Pacer ball out of bounds.
Here's Pooh Richardson.
Back into the Pacer
returning,
lineup.
replacing Hayward Workman. Larry Brown doing some shuffling at the point guard position. Larry Brown, incidentally, 2 wins away from becoming only the 10th coach with 700 victories. That includes NBA and ABA. Nice leading shot by Kenny Williams. Knicks lead by 1. 6 points for Williams. Reggie Miller getting set to return. Oakley for Ewing. Yes. 13 for Ewing.
Very solid move by Charles Oakley, who looked like he was going to go for the shot himself.
Knicks lead 36-33. Here's Byron Scott. Well, Byron Scott very active. Showing the touch, 5 points, trying to work his way out of a recent slump. The Knicks lead is now 1. 2:50 to go in the first half.
Mentioned Larry Brown's success more. Pat Riley now with 691 wins.
And the foul is called.
Reggie Miller back into the Pacer lineup. Dale Davis.
Foul committed by Dale Davis. Reggie Miller replacing that man, Byron Scott. And Anthony Bonner will go to the line. Anthony Bonner last night had 1 free throw and hit it. Everything going in last night for Anthony is only 40% from the line. Here's Derek Harper for Greg Anthony. Antonio Davis apparently all right after taking that hard hit in the neck from Greg Anthony. Checking back in. So it is McKee with Antonio Davis and Dale Davis up front. Richardson and Miller in the backcourt.
Good concentrated effort by Bonner. He swished that second one.
The Knicks 37. The Pacers 35. Hopper knocked it away. Indiana's last game Wednesday night here at home beat Cleveland 78-77. The second of that thrilling home-and-home set. Tuesday night in Cleveland they lose 93-61. An embarrassing performance by Indiana. Illegal defense called for the second time, and it will be a technical foul.
Illegal
And Riley reacting to the call, upsetting because the Knicks had Indiana down to 3 on the shot clock. So Reggie Miller, one of the best free throw shooters in the league, at the line.
My golly, you did it again, Marv.
Reggie is having problems in all areas. A 91% free throw shooter, just under 91, second to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf of Denver.
He's taken almost 200 more foul shots than Abdul-Rauf.
You know, I enjoy saying that name, John. The full name.
In fact, Reggie has taken more foul shots than anyone else in the top 10. I know you handle that very adeptly.
Kind of a rhythm to it once you get it down. Oakley. And the foul is called. Indiana is over the limit. It's on Dale Davis, his second, and Charles Oakley will go to the line. Charles is 3 for 4 from the line.
At the line for New York in the penalty.
The Knicks now lead 38-35. Paul Mahalik over at the official scorers table.
He's looking up at the scoreboard and didn't like what he saw, but apparently it's been rectified, whatever that problem was.
Might have been an adjustment with the game clock. Knicks now lead 39-35. Just under 2 minutes remaining first half. Pick and roll with Antonio Davis, but Ewing able to play him on a switch. Richardson. Nice move by Paul Richardson, challenging Patrick Ewing. And the Knicks now lead by 2. Knicks trying to make it 12 straight wins. 11 in a row, the longest win streak in some 21 years. They won 11 straight back in 72-73. Nice move by Anthony Bonner, and the Knicks now lead 41-37.
Noteworthy passing of the ball between Ewing and Bonner, and big people exchanging it well.
Miller played well by Hopper. Bonner all over McKee, and the foul is on Bonner. 57 seconds left in the half. That's the second foul committed by Bonner. Here's Mitchell returning. And Anthony back for the Knicks, coming on for Davis.
In a Marvin, a postseason story written about last year's NBA season. A lot of players were honored in various categories. Derek McKee, who was honored as an all-defensive player, first-team player, also in the category of all underrated, misunderstood. You have to play with them to really appreciate their worth to the team. That was Derek McKee, along with Charles Oakley, Nate McMillan, A.C. Green, and John Paxson.
As Derek McKee has come on as a member of the Pacers, he was acquired in that deal for Detlef Schrempf. Did not play well when he first came here, as Hopper fires for 3. But he was bothered by a pulled hamstring, but has played well, although Larry Brown would like him to take more shots. and a tripping foul on Mitchell. So Harper will go to the line. Derek McKee takes about 9 shots per game. Brown would like to see in the area of 15. He's a very unselfish player in his 7th season out of Alabama. Great skills. The rap, though, against McKee has not done it consistently, and at times, particularly with Seattle, he disappeared and would frustrate the coaching staff.
At 6'10", he brings an awful lot of mobility to his defensive game. He can guard just about everybody on the court, which shows you how athletic he is.
Sam Mitchell back to the bench. 34 seconds remaining in the first half. Knicks 43, Indiana 38. Richardson played by Harper. McKee with the rebound. And deflected out. Last touch by, let's see, by Indiana. 17 seconds to go in the first half. So the Knicks will hold for a final shot. Pat Riley orchestrating. Derek Harper checking with Riley. Down to 5 seconds. Ewing lost it. Oakley with the recovery, try to bank it, and he did. Charles Oakley was just trying to keep it alive, and he banked it home. 9/10 of a second to go in the first half, and that will do it. Halftime at Market Square, the Knicks 45 and the Indiana Pacers 38. Patrick Ewing is the high man. He has 13. Indiana does not have anyone in double figures. We'll be back in a moment.
There are a lot of expensive clothes. Rothman's.
They hope they get him back very soon. Kenny Anderson and DC working the give and go nicely. The slam by Derek Coleman and a 17-12 Nets lead. Later in the quarter, DC to Kenny Anderson. Splits the defense. Great bank shot. And he got fouled. It was 32-20, the Nets. Next to Clinic, beating the press. Here come the Nets, and everyone touches it. Johnny Newman, Wesley, then all the way up the court it goes to Edwards. DC handles, and so does Gilliam. Armand Gilliam had 11 in the first half. Phil Jackson could not believe the foul was called. 54-44, the Nets leading the Bulls at halftime. Dominique Wilkins returns to Atlanta the first time as a member of the opposition, and they miss him. And he had a big first half for his new team, the LA Clippers. Off the steal, the Clippers in red running, and Randy Wood found him. Dominique had 19 in the first half as Woods had the great assist. 32-30, Atlanta led the game at that point. Then they went off on an 8-0 run, an easy layup for Danny Manning from Elo and Blaylock. 53-45 at halftime. Atlanta with the lead over Dominique Wilkins and the LA Clippers. In the Eastern Regional semifinal,
team, and you would have to think that their best defense is yet to come. So the Pacers are being held in the area of scoring 80 points or less at this point in the game. So things are right on target for the Knicks.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights in the first half. And the highlights are brought to you by Minolta, makers of the new Freedom 105 EX, only from the mind of Minolta.
Well, Patrick Ewing, the focus of our attention at the beginning of the game, is doing his thing. In fact, he's the only double-figure scorer in the first half for both teams. Patrick, after that soft pass from Harper, had come back into the lineup and gave the Knicks that field goal. As the half wound down, Charles Oakley got a loose basketball, flipped it up and in, and that gave the Knicks that 7-point lead at the half. Reggie Miller held in check tonight. played very solid defense at one point. Charles Oakley came up with that loose basketball, and Reggie just kept right after him. Went down for a two-handed dunk for the 6'7" Reggie Miller. A little help off the bench for Indiana in the second quarter. Byron Scott came off the bench. Byron had red-hot hands, made a very difficult shot after being rocked by Greg Anthony. That was one of his 2 field goals in his 7 minutes of play.
So we're getting ready for the start of play in the third quarter. The Knicks lead by 7. We'll be right back. McKee on the recovery. And they're down to 9 on the shot clock.
A Toyota matchup this evening featuring the shooting guards. Reggie Miller held in check with 8 points, 3 out of 5. Hubert Davis also 3 out of 5 from the field.
And Dale Davis is fouled by Patrick Ewing. Ewing his second. On the subject of Reggie Miller, he has been in a slide recently. Back-to-back 4-point games against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Had a 2 for 10 the other night. Larry Brown had said that Reggie's not shooting the ball. He's trying to get fouled instead of shooting it.
Well, also with the focus of Larry Brown on teamwork, team play, Reggie Miller has given up a lot of his prior offensive mentality in order to integrate his talents into the team, and as a result the team is suffering. So Reggie's got to get back to shooting that ball and thinking a little more offensively, and he expressed that in the paper today.
The Knicks lead by 7. Bonner. Rare baseline jump shot by Bonner. Davis gets down. He's blocked and fouled. Bonner called for the foul.
Anthony Bonner draws his third.
Bonner with great speed after missing his shot takes off, and you can see that he makes it very difficult for Davis. He goes in for that shot. Dale Davis, a man who now in his 3rd year has reached a very interesting position in the Pacer 5th. I mean, the general manager, head of the team who makes the personnel decisions in many ways, Donnie Walsh, a New Yorker, telling me before the game that we feel that we can't win without Dale Davis. There's Donnie Walsh. Davis is a very valuable commodity to this team, similar to Charles Oakley's effect on the Knicks. He will grow into a Charles Oakley type player if he continues to improve.
Delay of game warning has been issued. Dale Davis averaging 11 points per game. Shoots over 50%, but his range is usually 10 feet and down. Indiana drafted him to rebound, and that he certainly does. Ewing. And the foul is called on Workman. Workman tried to help out. Got a piece of Ewing's arm. And again, the Knicks to the line. Hayward Workman called for his second foul.
Patrick Ewing with 2 shots.
Ewing 3 for 6 from the foul line.
Ewing played 21 minutes of the first half. Does not have foul problems at this point in the game, so the Pacers will have to deal with him plenty in the second half.
The Knicks 49, Indiana 41. The Knicks trying to make it 12 straight wins. A victory tonight would give them sole possession of the 2nd longest win streak in the history of the franchise. Smits came up short. Back in 69-70, that first championship season for the Knicks, they won 18 in a row. Oakley way off target. He thought he was fouled, though. Here's Dale Davis, and that actually was out of his range. Oakley with a nice lead for Bonner. What a beautiful pass thrown by Charles Oakley.
So unusual for a man his size to get the ball in transition and still have the ability to pick out a cutter. That's a skill that belongs usually exclusively to guards.
Knicks by 10. Workman had it knocked away by Harper. Now Davis. Pitches back to Hopper.
You realize, Marv, there hasn't been a three-point make in this game with Reggie Miller, Hubert Davis. Fine shooters out here.
Well, let's see, John, your timing almost. Almost right on.
Loose ball foul. Gary McKee, his second personal.
Loose ball foul on McKee. Indiana Pacers not up there in terms of three-point attempts, as you can see.
Miller is the 6th best percentage-wise from three-point range, making 40% of his attempts this year.
And both the Knicks and Pacers 0 for 2 from downtown. Davis was stripped. Here's Miller with Hopper back. Oh, what a play by Hopper. Clean block by Derek Hopper. Now Miller for 3. Loose ball foul is called. It's on Bonner. That was a very special defensive play by Derek Hopper.
Without committing the foul in a fast break situation, to break up a shot like this, as Harper does, that's amazing. All over that basketball.
Anthony Mason is back, replacing Anthony Bonner. 3 minutes gone by in the third. And it's the Knicks by 10. This represents their biggest lead of the game. Workman.
Knicks are not allowing second shots on a regular basis now for Indiana.
Reggie Miller playing Hubert Davis very aggressively. Ewing out to set the pick and call for the foul. Offensive foul on Ewing.
Ewing wants an explanation. He's heading for Paul Mihalik. And drawing the attention of the crowd. Unfortunately, Mihalik, a veteran official, lets Patrick express himself. Usually when a player draws the attention of the crowd, it is a technical foul that follows.
Well, Workman did not like the hand check from Hopper, who's talking to him. They've been going at each other verbally and physically right throughout. Shot clock at 4. And McKee fouled by Mason.
Anthony Mason with the foul, his first 4 on the Knicks in the period.
The Knicks with their 4th team foul.
Derek McKee at the line for 2.
So Derek McKee will shoot a couple.
He had a tough first half from the field. 0 for 5 in 14 minutes. Only 1 rebound and 1 point for the man we've been raving about, Derek McKee. Of course, you can't judge a man by a half, but Derek needs to snap out of the slump a little. And as you were mentioning, Marv, hoping to get more shots in the second half, only 5 in the first half. And as you said, Larry Brown would like to see around 15 from him.
The Knicks lead is now 8. Offensive foul call on Harper.
Offensive foul, his second personal.
Well, Derek Harper coming up court now with that left arm disposed of Workman. That was earlier. Take a look at what happened earlier now. Workman getting shoved by Derek Harper. And the action continues.
Yes, it has been a very physical matchup. Hayward Workman out of Oral Roberts. And Derek Hopper battling each other throughout. Here's Miller. That's a 2-point shot. Miller asked for 3. But Paul Mihalik indicating that Miller stepped on the line. The Knicks now lead by 6. Ewing. And the Knicks get the new 24. Hopper pops. It counts and a foul. And Mason and McKee having words. Mason being restrained. So the basket by Hopper counts and a foul away from the ball.
Mason, like his Knick teammates, has been playing quite physically on the taller McKee. Mason getting a lecture, a most intense lecture from Patrick Ewing.
Anthony Mason had 1 shot.
Mason going inside, moving McKee right back. And McKee going along for the ride. The end result looked like he shoved Mason.
McKee called for the foul, and Mason will go to the line to shoot one, hoping to complete the three-point play. Knicks 53 and the Pacers 45. Again, Workman upset by the hand-checking tactics of Harper. Smits. McKee with the rebound.
Great second effort by Derek McKee.
And McKee lost it.
But the sense you get here is of great frustration for Indiana, because whenever they get by one man, their man is another Knick filling that hole, and that's happening on a regular basis for the team that's leading the league in defense.
.6:45 remaining in the third quarter. Shot clock at 4. Ewing played well by Spence. Rebounded by McKee. Workman on the run. 3-on-2. Smits from Workman.
I was waiting for Smits to jump. He didn't have to jump. He just dunked it in stride.
The Knick lead is trimmed to 6. They've led by as many as 10. And Mason fouled. Mason got excellent position. Reggie Miller arguing vehemently and warned by Paul Mahalik. Pacers take a timeout. Foul on McKee. That is his 4th. The Knicks by 6. We'll be back in a moment.
Category.
Souvenir and a ticket to the game. To reserve your spot, please call 212-268-8844. Well, the Pacers working hard at their end to control that basketball. And they did it with Hayward Workman handling that ball to Rick Smits. He finished with a very casual dunk, but Rick was flying on that play.
The Knicks lead by 6 as we come up on 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Hubert Davis having a little bit more difficulty getting good looks tonight. Knicks only 3 of 8 from the field. Indiana 2 of 9. Kenny Williams back on for the Pacers. Smits able to keep it alive. Here's Miller. Way off. Reggie Miller throwing a floater up that went too deep.
He did not use the backboard.
The save by Dale Davis. Reggie Miller, the only Pacer in double figures with 10 points. Patrick Ewing leading the Knicks with 15. Nice look. Workman finding Dale Davis. And Indiana is within 4.
That's a heck of a pass by Workman. Quickly delivered.
Just under 5 minutes to go in the third. Crowd wanted to travel on Oakley. Ewing is fouled. Foul committed by Dale Davis.
Workman moments ago was looking for an open man. He found Davis down low, got him the ball in fine fashion. You know what the Knicks are not doing tonight, Marv, is which they've done so well in the past, is work their inside-outside game. It's either a guard looking for a shot or going into Ewing, and the ball's tending to stay down there once it goes inside. But when Ewing usually gets double-teamed, he can then deliver it back outside, and they can play that inside-outside game until one of the two parties gets a good shot. But you're not seeing that exchange going on as much as we have in the past.
Knicks now lead by 6. And as you might expect, we're seeing a bit of a different shooting situation from the guards. They opened up last night against Minnesota, hitting their first 14 shots. Workman had it knocked away. But the quality of opposition obviously a little bit different than what we saw last night. Nice move by Davis. Does it on the drive to give the Knicks a 57-49 advantage.
That's a well-developed left-handed shot that Hubert has.
8 points for Davis, who is fighting his way to stay with Reggie Miller off the screen. Oh, another nice pass from Workman. A look away, getting it inside to Antonio Davis. And the Knicks now lead by 6. Hopper through the foul. It's on Workman.
Workman for the foul, his third.
Byron Scott, Pooh Richardson getting set to come on. New backcourt about to enter for Indiana. So Derek Hopper to the foul line. He is 3 of 4 from the line. A crowd of 15,411. Good crowd when you consider the matter of the Indiana Hoosiers going up against Boston College, although there are some empty seats because some season ticket holders have chosen to watch the college ranks. But attendance is up here in Market Square. They're averaging about 13, and the Pacers will break an all-time attendance record.
Well, Marv, one of the things that the people coming here regularly are seeing is wins. Pacers coming in tonight have won 14 out of their last 15 games at home.
And they went through that hot stretch last month, won 7 straight. At one point, they took 14 of 16. They've had problems recently. The offense, the major problem. Nice pass. Dale Davis to Pooh Richardson, who blew the layup. Here's Hopper with a crossover move. The Knicks lead by 7. 3:15 remaining in the third. Scott is fouled. Combination of Davis, Ewing, Oakley converging on Byron Scott. Hubert Davis called for the foul. Right here, let's check in with Mike Crispino at the MSG Sports Desk.
Marv, the Nets have lost 12 in a row to the Bulls, but they got a chance tonight. They lead by 11. Scottie Pippen is ejected from the game for throwing a left hand at Rick Mahorn. It's New Jersey by 11 in the fourth.
Well, this game has had its explosive moments. Nothing like what we just saw. A little pushing and shoving going on. There have been some physical matchups. Greg Anthony has come on, replacing Derek Hopper. The Knicks lead 58-52. The Knicks have led most of the way, and they have led by as many as 10.
Talking about how tough Cleveland has been at home. Why, since the Knicks met them last on the 15th of March, the Pacers have beaten Phoenix here, have beaten Utah here, and the other night, Wednesday, they beat Cleveland.
Knicks by 5. We're just under 3 minutes left in the third. Anthony Mason with a splendid move. Knicks lead 60-53. Mason has 6 points. Indiana having difficulty locating shots. Mason with the change of pace dribble, and then gives it back, and the Knicks reset. Davis on a quick release.
Davis. Whoa. It just doesn't get quicker. He got the ball at the moment he was free.
The Knicks by 9 as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the third. Dale Davis will work it back to Byron Scott. very tough move by Scott.
Oh, he was so determined. You naturally think of Scott as an outstanding jump shooter, which he is, but the drive was quite surprising.
9 points for Scott. Knicks lead 62-55. Ewing from deep. Patrick Ewing with a beautiful stroke, and the Knicks now lead 64-55. 19 points for Ewing. Shot clock at 5. It's down to 3. It's down to 1. It's a 24-second violation. Basket will not count. And the Knicks call for time with 1:11 remaining in the third. The Knicks 64 and the Indiana Pacers 55.
Catch the Knicks versus the Charlotte Hornets Tuesday at 7:30 after game night on MSG.
Huntington Honda, Long Island's favorite Honda dealer, has the best offer ever. Yours. That's right. Huntington Honda lets you set the price. All reasonable offers will be accepted and all unreasonable offers considered. Like this 1994 Civic LXA 4-door sedan. The MSRP was $14,550. We advertised it for $13,488. But now you make the offer. No more MSRP. No more advertised prices. Just make your price and make your offer at Huntington Honda, Jericho Turnpike, Huntington.
Seven of 10 from the line. It's been a very solid performance by Ewing. The Knicks by 10. As you just saw, the Clippers now trailing by 7. Atlanta with the identical record as the Knicks, 47-19.
Johnny Walsh telling me before the game, and he said, I think the Knicks are the team by far. He said, we feel we can beat Atlanta. But down deep, the Pacers have no reason to think they can beat the Knicks, having lost 3 straight this year.
Dale Davis on that follow, and the Knicks now lead 66-57. 35 seconds to go in this third quarter. Ewing. And the rebound handled by Dale Davis. Down to 20 seconds. Anthony tried to draw the foul. Ten seconds in the third. There's Kenny Williams. After 3, the Knicks 66 and the Pacers 57.
Now, Pacer people, this is your casino man. It's time.
Okay, class.
Keeps your engine running like new.
Well, Hubert Davis has certainly become a major offensive force for the Knicks these days. But going back to November 12th, it was Doc Rivers who gave Hubert a little defensive lesson during a timeout. Doc taking time to show the younger player some of the qualities that he should employ to become a better defensive player. We want to cheer Doc up, too. His Marquette team lost to Duke yesterday, and Doc was riding high this week with his former team, but he's a little droopy now, I'm sure.
Droopy. He's checking all this out, as I understand he watches the games in his office, isolated, so he can study your style, Johnny. Fourth quarter is underway, and the Knicks lead the Pacers 66-57. Patrick Ewing with 23 points.
Sure, Doc took a little personal pride in that steal that followed our remarks. A steal by Hubert Davis.
Workman off the pick. But the pick and roll not quick enough as Ewing is sent flying. Ball deflected out by the Knicks. 8 on the 24 for the Pacers. Kenny Williams up front with Rick Smits and Dale Davis. Byron Scott in the backcourt along with Hayward Workman. And now Herb Williams getting set to check in. And he'll give Patrick Ewing a rest. Herb Williams, the one-time Pacer. So the Knicks maintaining the 50% clip. Indiana continues to have its problems offensively. Reach-in foul is called on Oakley. That's 2 on Charles. Opening minute, fourth quarter. Marv Albert with John Andres from Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. It's the second of a 3-game road trip. Oakley with the steal, took it away from Workman. Anthony is fouled. Workman called for the foul.
Hayward Workman with his 4th person.
And that is number 4 on Workman.
Charles Oakley providing a lot of muscle inside and active hands. So active that he just stole that ball from the guard, Workman. And Greg Anthony driving hard to the basket draws that foul.
Anthony is 2 of 3 from the line. The Knicks lead 69-57, and this is their biggest lead of the night. It is now a 13-point margin as the Knicks try to make it 4 of 4 this season over Indiana. Kenny Williams. Line drives it home. A running hook by Williams, who has 8 points. The Knicks lead is now 70-59.
Williams is such a great leaper as well. He goes up high on a shot like that.
Anthony Mason pops it back out. Pat Riley is counting down the shot clock, and Anthony is called for the foul.
2 team fouls on the Pacers.
So Greg Anthony to the line. And a technical foul has been called. Larry Brown had a bit too much to say. Larry Brown hit with the tee. And Greg Anthony will shoot the technical. Knicks lead by 12. Larry Brown had been a little bit too excessive in his complaining, and he was hit with that technical foul. Knicks spending a lot of time at the line. I'm sure one of the things upsetting Brown.
Home teams don't expect to be outshot at the foul line more than 2 to 1. That's just the tradition of basketball.
Tradition, John, or are guys effective in making calls at home?
It just seems to always be that way, that the home team goes to the foul line more often than the visitor.
Looking at the human quality of the officials. Richardson with only his 2nd field goal. Well, the Indiana Hoosiers have been knocked off by Boston College. So Jim O'Brien and the Eagles of Boston College eliminate Bobby Knight and the Hoosiers. Here's Scott for 3. Rebound Oakley, and he was rocked. Foul is called. Loose ball foul on Dale Davis. And there is Indiana alum Eric Anderson. I don't think he has received the news as of yet. Then again, you never know.
Well, anyone who knows Boston College coach Jim O'Brien has to be elated. There are no words for the pleasure that brings to fans of Jim O'Brien, a most deserving young man for success.
Ball back to Indiana. I remember Jim O'Brien from his days in the ABA.
Conquistadors, right?
Played for the Nets.
And he had a great career as a player at Boston College as well.
Here's Smits. And he was fouled by Oakley. So that is 3 on Oakley. And Smits to the foul line.
One of the things that Larry Brown did when he got to know Rick Smits was to encourage him to lose some weight. And Rick went out and did it. He lost 20 pounds. And he's been moving a lot better since he lost that weight.
Anthony Davis back into the face lineup.
Rick Smits, an 81% free throw shooter. Native of Holland. Gets it back on the tip from Antonio Davis. And Oakley is hit by Davis. Again, a loose ball foul. Team foul number 4 committed by the Pacers. Pat Riley now has Greg Anthony and Hubert Davis in the backcourt. Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Herb Williams up front. This call away from the ball. Offensive foul on Mason. Indiana with Pooh Richardson directing the offense once again. Richardson and Miller in the backcourt. Derek McKee up front with Dale Davis and Rick Smits. McKee tries the crossover, not able to make a move on Anthony Mason, who is in his face.
And then some.
Traveling violation is called. What a sequence defensively by Mason.
I can't see how, when the season is over, that Anthony Mason is not honored as one of the NBA's best defenders.
Davis, oh, Hubert Davis with a beautiful move, doing it with the hook. The Knicks now lead 75-62.
Well, right on schedule, the Knicks defense is at its 4th quarter best.
And now the foul on Mason, who is claiming that McKee grabbed him.
Anthony Mason with his 3rd personal.
But it is on Mason, his 3rd.
13 fouls on New York.
You get the idea Derek McKee will be delighted not looking in the face of Anthony Mason.
Mason issues a challenge to an opponent, and the challenge is you got to be tougher than me, and not many people are up to that challenge.
Here's Ewing. Yes. And the Knicks pulling away, now lead 77-62. Larry Brown calls for time. The Knicks enthusiastically make their way back to the bench.
Now held over due to popular demand. The
seconds wind down. McKee just cannot get inside until he's ultimately tied up by Mason.
7:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. And the Knicks lead by 15. It's their biggest lead of the game. Here's McKee, this time able to hit on the running hook. The Knicks lead is 13. Anthony handling against Richardson. Mason tried to pick Richardson off. Ewing from way out. The Knicks have led most of the way. And again, they have shot well, not quite like last night when they were at 62%. Richardson banks it home. A little run here by Indiana. Knicks now lead 77-66. 5 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. Mason. Box out. Handled well by Antonio Davis. commits. Rebound, Antonio Davis. And the call is a foul against the Knicks. Anthony over to help, and he picks up the personal.
Antonio Davis, a very active man under the basket. Very difficult for the Knicks to deal with. As superior as the Knicks have been on the boards, this young man is not holding back himself.
Non-shooting foul, however. Both the Knicks and the Pacers with 4 team fouls apiece. 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Workman is back on, replacing Richardson. There's Workman to the baseline. And Oakley rebounds. Has a 2-on-1 with Mason. And Oakley is called for steps. Well, Charles tried to go 1-on-2, and it cost.
Well, Charles worked so hard after getting that rebound, saw the open court, and he gambled.
And Charles Oakley a little slow to get back down court. Foul on Ewing. Pacers will not get the continuation. Now Workman and Anthony involved. Workman had Anthony in a headlock. Mason and Antonio all from behind. This is Dale Davis with a shove on.
Look at Pat Riley. Look at Pat Riley.
Pat Riley is trying to break it up. And Pat Riley trying to settle down Hayward Workman. Garfield Hurd, an assistant coach for the Pacers, also looking to break it up. This began between Greg Anthony and Hayward Workman. It was tough to see how it got started. Patrick Ewing still having some words.
Herb Williams wisely grabbed Greg Anthony and pulled him away. But Pat Riley was certainly quick to get in the middle of that and attempt to break it up. And from what we can tell, Pat suffered no torn garments on that play.
Yes, that the scene during the ugly brawl in Phoenix, in which Pat, in the role of a peacemaker, did tear his pants. We'll get another look at it. This was away from the ball, and let's see how it develops.
Well, Hayward Workman was after Greg Anthony. He had Anthony in mind right away. And from what we can tell, there are no punches being thrown throughout this very physical fracas. Everyone interested in breaking it up. Patrick Ewing trying to dig his way in there as well.
It's been a testy game. We have been discussing the fact that there have been a number of matchups that have gotten overly aggressive, and it began with Hayward Workman and Derek Harper earlier, and that clearly appeared to be Workman grabbing Greg Anthony.
Yes, he had Greg Anthony in mind. He was furious and went at him. And it started, as you said, Marv, it's been going on all game in the direction of Workman and whoever he was matched up with.
Looked like Patrick Ewing was involved with one of the Indiana Pacer employees.
Looks like everyone's digging, you know.
Yeah.
What's down there?
We'll sort this out. Workman and Anthony have been ejected. And the officials are trying to resume play. The crowd now urging the Pacers on. There was a foul on that play called on Patrick Ewing. We're down to 6 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks have a 77-66 lead. I tell you, Pat Riley was so quick to get into the middle of all that. And when you do that, it's you have to be fortunate not to be the recipient of a shove where you don't expect it, or a punch.
Well, you know what he did, Marv? He offered himself up for Greg Anthony who has come a long way since that unfortunate incident in Phoenix. And I suspect he wanted to protect Greg from any suggestion of aggression on his part that was unnecessary or unwarranted. And he did.
And as you say, did not suffer any harm to the apparel, which is of most significance here. Paul Mahalik with the indication of a double foul off the missed free throw. Now he says double lane violation. He was saying double foul, but double lane violation, and that will lead to a jump ball as a 20-second timeout has been called. I mentioned it appeared that Patrick Ewing was angry with one of the Pacers security. Could hear it as he didn't like the fact that the guy in the red put his hand on Ewing's chest, and then he's being held back by the official Derek Stafford. He was taken aback by the physical move by that Indiana security person, and Patrick is correct. There's no reason for that.
For the security person to touch him?
Why? What's the point?
Well, he's a security person.
but Ewing is standing around. It was an overreaction. Just the way I'm pushing you around right now. Just under 6 minutes to go in the fourth. And the Knicks lead 77-66. Here is McKee. Kept alive by Antonio Davis, and he's fouled. Pacers seem to be a bit charged up. Foul committed by Oakley. That is his fourth.
Well, you know, Marv, every team that the Knicks play these days know that they're going to be in for a physical matchup, and the Pacers, who have won 14 of 15 here, they're used to winning here. They've beaten fine teams here at home. Have a different mentality than they've ever had before in Indiana, certainly in recent times.
Yes, over that excellent stretch of winning 14 of 16. There were a number of impressive victories during the course of that string on the part of the Pacers. Quick release again by Davis. Rebounded by Antonio Davis of Indiana. Plenty of time remaining. 5:20 to go. And the Knicks lead 77-68. Miller. Ewing with the box out. Lost it. The steal by Antonio Davis. Miller for three. Oh, that's a big turnaround. Antonio Davis with the steal, and Reggie Miller hits from downtown. First three-pointer of the game, and Ewing lost it. Lost the dribble. So the Pacers are within 6 and certainly on the move. Just under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Miller for three. Rebounded by Ewing. Knicks have led by as many as 15. Ewing. Again, Ewing from way out. Rebound was hustled down by Oakley.
Well, Patrick's being guarded by the smaller Davis. Interesting that Larry Brown hasn't come back with Smits.
Hopper. Antonio Davis, who has come up very big, comes up with that rebound. Looked like he hurt his hand. 12 rebounds for Antonio Davis. Oh, he's hurting. Richardson off the pick from Dale Davis. Tries the pick and roll. Dale Davis. And the Pacers are within 4. The Knicks call for time with 3:44 remaining in the fourth quarter.
The Rangers and the Canucks from Vancouver tonight on MSG.
The single biggest expense in your lifetime is taxes. And when you receive a notice from the IRS, you're guilty until proven innocent. These former IRS agents will tell you they had the power to seize your bank accounts, your car, even your home.
A revenue officer with his or her signature can pretty much seize whatever assets the taxpayer has available.
Now you can join the thousands of taxpayers who have found a way to protect themselves. Tax Audit Protection is a nationwide company of former IRS agents who know the system as well as any agent you might have to deal with.
Tax Audit Protection did such a good job for us, and we found that we did not have to pay. I was overjoyed.
The IRS were looking for about $2,900 after the audit was completed and done. I got an $800 refund back.
We want you to have this free booklet, The 10 Biggest Mistakes Taxpayers Make. Don't be an IRS target that could cost you thousands. Call now to find out how to protect yourself.
Well, the Indiana Pacers with an 11-0 run. Following the melee, they have turned it up. The Knicks back home after the game in Orlando on Sunday to face the Charlotte Hornets. That'll be an 8 o'clock game following Knicks game night at 7:30. The Knicks and Charlotte here on the MSG Network. That'll be next Tuesday.
Well, the forwards for the Indiana Pacers doing a big job. Ewing with the clear rebound. Antonio Davis takes it out of his hand. Reggie Miller hits a three. Tough rebound again by Antonio Davis. He took a shot perhaps in the stomach. And Dale Davis underneath. I don't know how he makes this shot with the combination of Oakley and Ewing on him, but he does, and it's 11-0 run, and this place is excited.
And since the ejections, the Knicks have been outscored 7-0. The Knicks have not scored. Another turnover. Davis's pass went off the mark. Ewing with a couple of turnovers that led to Indiana baskets. And the misfire of that pass giving the ball back to Indiana. Knicks have not scored in 4.5 minutes during the course of that 11-0 run. 19 turnovers committed by the Knicks. We come up on 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Knicks with the 11-game win streak on the line. Shot clock is down to 2. Here's Miller off balance. And the rebound snatched by Ewing. Ewing with 14 rebounds. The Knicks with 6 of their 19 turnovers committed here in the fourth quarter. Oakley has it battled away by McKee. The Knicks will maintain possession with 11 on the 24.
After establishing such superiority, the Knicks have to dig down now with another super effort to stop this play by Indiana.
Shot clock at 5. Mason with the spin. He had it knocked away. Another Knick turnover.
McKee with terrific hands.
2:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks clinging to a 4-point lead. Antonio Davis. And Ewing had his hand on the ball. It's a 13-0 run by Indiana. The Knicks have gone more than 5.5 minutes without scoring. And a chant of defense from the crowd.
Antonio Davis not allowing Ewing to get position down low.
Here's Ewing, way off. Rebound Oakley. He lost it. McKee knocked it away.
After the sensational defensive effort by the Knicks throughout this game, a remarkable turnaround by a team that's working harder than they have worked.
McKee. Rebound Ewing. Hopper in the open floor. Richardson back, and the foul on Richardson. Indiana is over the limit, and Derek Harper will go to the line. He is 4 for 6 from the line.
It's so shocking when you put forth the effort that the Knicks have, which established them as the leaders in this game. Throughout this game, it got stronger and stronger. It's so shocking to then be met with an effort that even goes beyond yours, and that's what the Knicks are going through now.
So Derek Harper ends the run. The Knicks go 6 minutes and 15 seconds without scoring. the Knicks now lead by 3. 13 unanswered points by Indiana. And the Pacers call for time. 1:36 to go in the fourth. The Knicks lead 79-75.
In business, there never seems to be enough of it.
West Coast Journey. That'll be right here on the MSG Network. The new look New York Rangers. It's been a new look Indiana Pacer club since the battle between Hayward Workman and Greg Anthony that led to both ejected. A 13-0 run by the Pacers, who appear to be dead out of it, down by as many as 15. And now with 1:36 to go in this fourth quarter, Indiana ball, and the Knicks lead is 4. A number of turnovers hurting the Knicks in this fourth quarter. Miller. Reggie Miller. He has not shot well, but he has 15 points.
Big time basket by the 6'7" Miller. He's got an advantage with that height.
Indiana down by only 2. 1:10 remaining, fourth quarter.
Antonio Davis is doing some job on Patrick Ewing, making him receive the ball way out.
Here's Harper with the shot clock running down. Oakley shooting. Rebound. Batted from Ewing, but handled by Richardson. On the line, that 11-game Knick win streak. They have a 2-point lead as Richardson drives and hits. The game is tied at 79. The Knicks call for time.
Final call.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope you booked Hertz.
Not exactly, but this company's fast. As fast as Hertz #1 club goal? Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car. Like Hertz? Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy? With the keys in it?
Not exactly.
And protected from the weather?
Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby? No, not exactly.
What's IBM doing for customers these days? Ask Nordic.
The fourth quarter got the Knicks off guard. However, the Knicks with plenty of life. 45 seconds to go. Reggie Miller with a all-star finish to this game. Hits the very big shot. Pacer defense very tough. They've lifted it up big time here in the fourth quarter. Harper cannot make a penetrating move. Everybody overplaying all the Knick logical receivers. Patrick Ewing having to come out to receive that ball all the way. Charles Oakley with the open jump shot finally. Can't make it. Pooh Richardson. Pooh under a lot of pressure to prove that he belongs on the court. Well, Larry Brown's got him out there. And Pooh Richardson comes through with another big-time shot himself.
Indiana with a 17-2 run over the last 7 minutes and 6 seconds. You saw their advantage in the fourth quarter. Timeout rundown. Turnovers have hurt the Knicks. 8 turnovers by the Knicks in this fourth quarter. 21 for the game. Harper. A big bucket by Derek Harper, and Larry Brown calls for time. 35 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Derek Harper has given the Knicks an 81-79 lead.
Point lead. Derek Harper guarded by Byron Scott, who had just come in the game. Patrick Ewing with an assist on that pick that he set for Harper, and no one else filled the hole there to stop Derek Harper. Another look at it now. You can see Derek Harper taking that ball right to the basket. fearlessly. That gave the Knicks a 2-point lead. Derek Harper leading the way with his confident move and usual confident play. Well, Larry Brown took Pooh Richardson out right before that basket by Harper to get Byron Scott in the game. Byron with his 3 championship rings, which he's not wearing right now, brings veteran leadership himself and certainly the ability to shoot long range.
Indiana has only 1 timeout remaining.
I would think Reggie Miller's the target here. He's got a 3-inch height advantage over Hubert Davis.
Half-minute left in the 4th. McKee working against Mason. Now here is Miller on a quick release. Oh, rebounded by Oakley. And Oakley was fouled. That ball appeared to be headed over the backboard, but it teetered high off the glass. And a holding foul is called on Antonio Davis.
Pacers trying to get the good shot. Well, they got the ball into the hands of the man they want to shoot it, but he was under pressure. Davis right on him.
And it leads to Charles Oakley going to the line. He's 5 of 6 from the foul line. 75% free throw shooter. And he has been hitting his free throws down the stretch. The Knicks now lead 82-79 with 18 and 7/10 seconds remaining in the 4th. Indiana with only 1 timeout left.
That was Oakley's 11th rebound of the game.
Charles Oakley calmly hits the 2 foul shots. And the Knicks now lead 83-79, trying to ride past this Indiana Storm. They had a 17-2 run at one stretch.
Set Atlanta 97-94.
All right, Mike, so right now the Knicks a half game in front of the Atlanta Hawks. What a victory for Dominique Wilkins and the LA Clippers at the Omni in Atlanta.
I bet Dominique got a good rest this afternoon, and he presented his very best to the team that dumped him, Mark.
So the Hawks are now 47-20, and if the Knicks can hold on and win, they'll take a 1-game lead and be in the top spot in the Eastern Conference as they vie for home court advantage in the playoffs. Indiana does not have any timeouts left. 18 and 7/10 seconds remaining as Miller fires and hits. It's a 3 for Reggie Miller. And the Pacers are within 1. The Knicks call for time. Reggie Miller with a clutch 3-pointer. Reggie Miller with his 2nd from downtown tonight. We're down to 16 and 2/10 seconds to go. We'll be right back.
In the beginning,
timeouts left, a full and a 20. Indiana using its final timeout as you check out the 3-point range of Reggie Miller.
Well, Hubert Davis got there, but in not enough time. Reggie Miller was being pursued by Oakley, and Charles went back to cover up underneath, and Miller made another incredible, timely, dramatic 3-point shot after what appeared to be a walking violation.
Now both teams are over the foul limit. 16 and 2/10 seconds remaining. And Oakley will throw in.
Knicks just cannot turn the ball over.
Well, Indiana will undoubtedly try to foul. And the Knicks cannot find anyone. So a 22nd timeout is called, and the Knicks are now down to 1 timeout left.
You want Derek Harper to get his hands on the ball. Derek wasn't in the vision of Charles Oakley close enough to receive a pass inbounds, but Harper's the man you want handling that ball.
A reminder coming up at 10:30 here on MSG. It'll be the Rangers and Vancouver at the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, British Columbia. Once again, Oakley will be the trigger man. He will attempt to inbound at center court.
Knicks might also use Anthony Mason as an outlet man. No question about his ability to protect the basketball.
And Oakley gets it in to Mason, who is immediately fouled by Scott. So Larry Brown goes for the quick foul. Anthony Mason improving his free throw shooting with his performance last night. He's up to 72%. Mason last night hit 9 of 10 from the line. He is 0 for 1 here this evening.
Have to wonder if the Knicks are not using Harper to handle that ball because of his foul shooting at 66%.
Well, Mason line drives the first one home for a 2-point Knick lead. The Knicks 84 and the Pacers 82. Indiana does not have any timeouts remaining. And Pat Riley reminding his team, do not foul. They are over the limit. So Mason hits 2 of 2. The Knicks lead 85-82. Indiana needing a 3 to tie. Mason knocked it away. Here is Scott. And the Knicks come up with it with time running out. Davis is fouled with 1 7/10 seconds to go in this fourth quarter.
Anthony Mason with gigantic play after he made those foul shots at the defensive end.
Charles Oakley hit the 2 free throws, and then Anthony Mason.
Hubert Davis.
So Hubert Davis, who is an excellent free throw shooter, although 0 for 1 tonight, has 2 and comes up short on his first. Hubert Davis 88% at the line this season. Only 1 7/10 seconds remaining. Indiana with no timeouts left. And Davis misses on both. Well, Pat Riley can say that's the strategy. Missing off to the left and the ball bounces away. But, you know, Hubert is very upset with himself. The Knicks, however, have won their 12th in a row. And they go to 48-19. They are by themselves on top of the Eastern Conference, with Atlanta earlier losing to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers, led by Dominique Wilkins, getting revenge. And the Knicks go to 12 straight. It is their longest win streak since the 69-70 championship season, when they won 18 in a row. We'll be back with more on tonight's game after these messages. Big basket here off the drive by Derek Harper.
Yes, that lane opened up for Derek, and down he went and came through, and that really showed some leadership for the Knicks, plus giving them the lead. Mason coming down court after making the foul shots, working hard, deflecting everything inside. Knicks with a very big play, scrambling, hustling, coming up with the ball. Hubert Davis delighted at that moment for the chance to go to the foul line.
That basket by Harper on the drive gave the Knicks an 81-79 lead. Then they come up with a defensive stop, and they go on to the 85-82 victory to make it 4 of 4 this season over Indiana. Look at the leading scorers, brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. Patrick Ewing, 8 of 17 from the field, 9 of 12 from the line, 25 points, along with 15 rebounds in a very solid game. He went 43 minutes. Derek Harper, another good one. 4 of 8 from the field, 6 of 8 from the line. 14 points for Derek, and John will be chatting with Derek Harper in just a moment. Charles Oakley had 13 points along with 12 rebounds, and Hubert Davis 6 of 10 in his 42 minutes for 12 points. 8 apiece for Anthony and Mason. Indiana led by Reggie Miller, who came on late, finished 7 of 17, including 2 from downtown. He had 18 points. Dale Davis with an outstanding game, 15 points and 9 rebounds. Byron Scott had 9, 8 apiece for Antonio Davis, Pooh Richardson, and Kenny Williams. The Knicks end up shooting just under 46%, and Indiana at 40% for the night. So the Knicks over the Pacers, 85-82, and they now are on top of the Eastern Conference by a full game in front of the Atlanta Hawks.
March Coupon Madness.
Standouts tonight, once again, Derek Harper. Let's go to John with Derek.
Thank you, Marv. A little different here in Indiana than last night in Minnesota, Derek, from the physical standpoint, wasn't it?
A very physical game. I think from start to finish, you could see that Indiana was here to play a physical basketball game. And I think all in all, we did a good job of matching their physical play. Greg and Workman got kicked out of the game, so I think that lets you know how physical it was.
The beginning of the game was also difficult. You and Workman seemed to establish a very close relationship at the start. Workman, trying to prove that he can be a tough player in the backcourt, was playing quite physically along with yourself, wasn't he?
Well, he played physical. That's part of this game sometime, I think, to be physical. But Greg got kicked out, but I think it was my duty to take care of Workman. And if I see him again, I'll take care of him.
On the court?
Yeah, on the court, definitely. You got to get some straightening around here.
Derek, you seem to be a little upset about some of the play out there. You've been getting banged around pretty much yourself, and you feel you have a message to send other teams?
Not necessarily a message, but I just think you have to set a tone when you're playing basketball. And I'm a physical basketball player, and I think a lot of things that I get into, I bring to myself. But a lot of times people are doing unnecessary things. My problem with Workman was he took a cheap shot at me early in the basketball game, and like I said, I don't appreciate that.
Well, the play, the physical play in the backcourt also went under the basket as well, and you can tell from the all-around play of the game, it was difficult for everybody out in the court.
It was extremely difficult. There's a fight. We want to forget that as soon as possible. We're going to have to help Greg pay his fine. But I think they're big inside, and they play a physical basketball game inside, and we knew that coming into this basketball game that we were going to have to be physical with them. And, all in all, I think we did what we had to do.
Were you shocked at the turnaround late in the fourth quarter, how Indiana came on as strong as they did? Do you feel the Knicks let up, or did they just get hot?
I think it was a combination of both. I don't think our intensity was near as good as it needed to be after the little incident between the two players. I think it worked against us and worked for them more or less.
The Indiana Pacers now 4 games, 4 losses for them, but yet you have to sense that they seem to be coming on stronger than they have in recent years.
I think their inside play makes them a very tough basketball team. I think the fact that they're able to rebound, the fact that Coach Brown has really installed a real tough defensive philosophy, I think those are the reasons that they're competitive and that they're in most games that they play. So, they're a team to be reckoned with. But, this was a big game for us, and I'm happy that we were able to take care of it.
Derek, there seems to be a sense of invincibility now, so to speak, developing with the Knicks, that you just will not accept defeat. And as the game wears on, that fourth quarter defense has stepped up more and more.
Well, I think over this winning streak, I think the key has been our defense. I think we've been able to go out and contain people, whether it's for 1 play, 2 plays, however many plays we need to contain people. We've been able to do that. But I don't want to say that we're invincible because we won 12 games. But, if we take care of our business, I think we can continue to win basketball games.
Did you sense the pressure on your teammate Hubert Davis tonight more so than in recent times?
I think because Hubert has been so successful over the last week or two, I think Indiana came in here geared their defense to contain him. They did a good job of being right up on him last night. We talked about all of the airspace that they gave him in Minnesota. It was a total different basketball game for Hubert tonight, but he got some shots and he knocked down some key shots for us.
Well, Derek, you're entitled to a little rest now before you head down to Orlando. Nick's going to stay here in Indiana for tonight. You're tired.
Yes, I am. For now, anyway. I'll just eat some pasta. I'll be ready to go.
Derek Carper seeming to enjoy his new Knicks shirt that he's wearing these days, and certainly backing it up with some fine play. Thanks for coming out and saving some energy for us.
Thank you much.
Okay, Derek Carper, one of the stars tonight for the Knicks. Now let's go back to Marv.
All right, John, and our guests receive the American Express gift check. Think of it as a universal certificate that can be used to buy anything just about anywhere. Gift checks are available where American Express travelers checks are sold. And some of our guests receive a watch from Fendi, the 900 series, registered Italian design, finely crafted in Switzerland with an ETA quartz movement for precision timekeeping. The Fendi timepiece collection available at select Macy's stores. The New York Rangers coming off the victory over Edmonton move on to face the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver, and it's coming up at 10:30 right here on MSG. An 85-82 victory for the New York Knicks here in Indianapolis. They beat the Pacers by 3. We'll be right back.
Catch the Knicks versus the Charlotte Hornets Tuesday at 7:30 after game night on MSG.
And welcome to the play-by-play on a Tuesday night. All right, yeah. He scores!
All right, here we go.
I like the way you think.
Let's talk about my neck! It's rock.
Won 29 of 33, so the Knicks are a full game on top. Our Hilton player of the game, Patrick Ewing, 25 points along with 15 rebounds. Patrick Ewing going 43 minutes, 8 of 17 from the field, 9 of 12 from the line.
One of Patrick's